Well, so many people out of work, possibly out of their homes. The economy is causing more stress than you realize. Financial consultant Karen Lee joins us next with 3 ways to relieve that stress and improve your savings. It's the #1 issue in American homes, getting your financial house in order. Today in our weekly financial fix, stress and money. Let's bring in Karen Lee, the author of It's Just Money, So Why Does It Cause So Many Problems? It causes problems, Karen.
It sure does.
A new study shows that people are really inordinately stressed out. I guess that's not that big of a surprise, but the number 60, 70% we're talking about.
And this is the American Psychology Association. They do this study every year, and inevitably the top stressor is money, second is work, and like you said, 60 to 70%.
So how do we deal with the money? How do we deal with the stress? What do we do? I mean, we all have bills.
Yes.
A lot of people can't figure out how to pay them. It really affects your life in every way, shape, or form. So what should you do?
The first thing I want to talk about is that money is still very secretive, sort of the last taboo. So the first question I'm going to ask is, are you keeping your financial situation a secret if you're single?
From your family?
Well, first I was going to say, if you're single, have you shared it with anyone? Are you carrying that burden on your own? If you're married and you're the spouse that handles the finances, have you shared it with your spouse? A lot of people will try to keep it to themselves. So the first thing is to start to share your situation and perhaps get help from a professional to start to share the burden, so to speak.
Why do people keep it to themselves?
Well, you know, we're just raised in a society that we'd rather go on national TV and talk about our sex lives and talk about our money. It's just still a taboo subject.
So once people share that with their loved ones, with their spouses, with their families, what do they do next?
The next most important thing is to be prepared to make some changes. Quit accepting that this is the way you're going to live your life, always with this stress, and make changes. Look at reducing your lifestyle. If you're renting, get a lower apartment. If you've got a house, bring in a roommate. Change your car. Do whatever you have to do to cut back and include your family in these decisions.
Karen, is that easier said than done, though?
Of course it is.
Yeah, I guess that's a cliche, but people say, "Oh, I don't want to downsize my life. I don't want to get rid of my car. I don't."
I talk about in my book all the time. It's just like diet and exercise. And we say eat less and exercise more. And is that hard to do? Yes, because we all want to eat and enjoy. It is hard, but I can tell you as someone who's lived it, if you will do these things, you can get that monkey off your shoulder, the stress of money.
Tell me about that, what you just said, living it.
Well, I've lived it. I've lived beneath my means all my life. So did my parents. My first couple chapters in the book are autobiographical. They built the American dream, multimillionaires. My dad was an immigrant. There's probably a little part of you that will go through life feeling like you missed out, that you deserve more, but I can tell you, to get to my age and have the relief of not feeling like you're living paycheck to paycheck, that's the best thing in the world. So I do live it.
So finally, the last question I have for you, what's the very first thing somebody could do today to get their life in order?
2 things. 1, pay off all consumer debt, and we're going to say it's hard. The second thing is, if you feel like you live paycheck to paycheck, you've got to build up an emergency fund. Now, even if you're saving regularly in your 401k, which is the #1 way people save money in this country, it's not having extra money in the bank for the deductible on your car insurance if you're in an accident. You needed new tires. You got everything else maybe planned out perfectly, but it's those little things that come up that'll throw you. You've got to have a cash reserve.
Karen Lee, you gave wonderful advice.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure meeting you in person,
You too.
Thank you very much. Now, we should tell you that next week, Karen will talk more about getting professional help for your finances. Right, Karen?
Yes.
Get more information by reading Karen's book. I love the title. It's Just Money. So why does it cause so many problems? It doesn't talk to you like that. I just talk to you. Or you can reach Karen at KarenLeeandAssociates.com.